Yeah, most of the people that we serve in Kano and in the greater Kisumu area do come from a population that has been blighted by the HIV/AIDS crisis. There essentially is a generation that has been lost to the HIV/AIDS crisis. One of our local pastors in Kano, from Kano and from Kisumu area, is actually also a pastor with us in Oklahoma City, and she really has experienced that about 9 out of every 10 of her colleagues that are her age have died from the HIV/AIDS crisis. It really has significantly impacted this area. So there are very many widows. There are a few widowers, but very often the men that experience HIV and AIDS are reticent to seek testing, especially early on. There certainly seems to be a major aspect of denial, which is very unfortunate. And as a consequence, the men are often not tested until later, and then not placed on antiretrovirals and other support meds until very late. And so their mortality rates are very high. And so while we do see a few widowers, mostly we see many widows and then many orphans. We have hundreds of children in just this one little village that have lost one or both parents and are being reared either by grandparents or simply by neighbors, or simply don't even have anyone to rear them. And so the project at Kano with Maisha Orphanage has been very important to provide daily meals, to facilitate uniforms and books and supplies, to be involved in school, and now with the construction that's ongoing, then to be involved in developing a proper dormitory orphanage environment for these children to live in.
What are some of the issues facing the women and the girls in particular?
Young women and older women alike, they have a pretty tough time many times here in Kenya. There are certainly many cultural aspects that many Westerners would not understand. It is a very patriarchal country in many ways. So there are a lot of situations where the women do not have the rights that we take for granted in the West, and so they will not have many times inheritance when their husbands and family members do pass away. They also are very low on the income scale because culturally more of the women are going to be at home still, caring for many children at home, preparing meals, washing, tending to the house, and having it ready for when the husband does come home if he's still alive. And then of course when they're widowed, then that is all complicated by needing to again raise a living for the children and for the family. And so this is one area where the women empowerment and the skills development has been very important to enable these women in the village of Kano to have some gainful employment and to provide for their families.
Kathy, as an American woman, what are some of your reactions to these types of issues?
Well, one thing I noticed too, it's a smaller issue, but it's even kind of taboo and very shameful for them to discuss if they have problems, female type problems. If they come to the doctor, they just speak very softly because they're ashamed to say anything. And so I noticed that's kind of sad because they need to get help, they need medicines, or they need different type of products, and they're just ashamed to even say they need them. They've been taught that that's just not appropriate. And I'm very thankful for my rights as a woman from the U.S. because I'm allowed to say what I want to say or need to say, or I'm not shoved aside because I'm a female, and I'm not made to be ashamed if I have some kind of illness or something. I just get help.
So there are lots of issues and needs. Can you just share with us some of the causes for celebration that you can already see after, Brian, you've been in this location here? This is your third or fourth year in a row.
Yeah.
And just so that we can talk about some of the things that are going extremely well there already.
Yeah, we've got a lot of exciting things that we've experienced in the last several years here in Kenya. Each year we come, Global Mission Partners, we're able to provide health care to hundreds of men and women and children in the village, and that has increased now with our malaria project to specifically address that in a new, unique way that has proven to be extremely effective in Western Africa, and to avoid the medicines that are commonly used for malaria treatment, which are not without their complications as well. In addition to that, we have ongoing support of local health people that are engaged into the community. We have women that are learning skills and are gaining in their ability to support their families and their homes. We're having now, each year the number is larger, but we now feed over 300 children a day at Maisha International Orphanage. And of course the construction of the orphanage project itself is very exciting for us right now as well. In the last year we had new privies, new latrines and showers. We've had a new kitchen built to facilitate feeding these large number of children, and we have ongoing education within the community. So we have a lot of celebration, a lot of victories that we have enjoyed with Global Mission Partners in our work in Kenya.